Hello, welcome to another episode of James Plays Nuclear Throne. So, today we're doing the weekly, and we have an hour and 45 minutes left to do it. I've done this weekly a couple times now. It is awesome, in the truest sense of the word. Fish, Super Plasma Cannon, Crown of Blood, the best possible combination in probably the whole game. It's... I can't convey how much I like it more so than that. It's just... My favorite thing about Nuclear Throne is kind of the chaos and the mayhem that you get, especially late in a loop. Maybe Crown of Blood, Impact Risks, and it's just fire and things are flying all over the place, and the screen is just filled with projectiles and enemies and your bullets and their bullets, and you don't know what's going on, and it's beautiful. And this weekly, perfectly captures that. Let's see if I can survive. It really kind of just encapsulates the best of Nuclear Throne. So, I've had a couple failed episode recordings plus a couple practice runs, so I'm pretty experienced now in this weekly. And when I say failed episode recordings, I don't mean I did poorly and decided to try again. I mean, like, one of them has no sound, which is very uncharacteristic. Normally I kind of, when I record an episode, everything's set up pretty well. But I changed a bunch of settings for recording footage for some other stuff, particularly some Transport Tycoon videos. So my settings were all whack, and I forgot to change a bunch of the back. I forgot to turn on the voice pickup again, things like that. So, so there was one episode with no sound, one episode with no me talking, which of course is the entire reason you watch this channel. I know, not for the gameplay, but for my magnificent, luxurious, melodious voice. Don't worry, you don't have to say anything. I know. Having a big ego is fun. Anyways, now that I'm finished stroking my ego, this I know exactly what mutations we're gonna have. I know exactly what all the levels look like, more or less where a lot of the enemies are. So, it's a weekly. You're supposed to know that stuff. It's unlike any other kind of run. Nuclear Throne. Just gonna take a quick drink here. And we're going to take Plutonium Hunger, and I'll explain why in a minute. But I know where everything is. I know, like, on this level, for example, there's two ways to go from the spawn point right here. To the right, there's relatively few enemies like that, so I don't need to fire the Super Plasma Cannon that way. But to down, I clear through two areas, then fire over here, because that's where the bulk of the enemies are. It's like having a premonition. Like that movie with the guy who's in movies. He's and there's the people and they're at the place. No, it's that movie with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt where they're fighting the aliens, and he's like a soldier, and then he dies, and then he wakes up like the morning before the attack. Okay, let's try not to die here. He wakes up the morning before the attack and repeats, and he does that like a whole bunch of times. So by the 50th time, he knows. He wasn't a very good soldier, but he knows where all the where all the enemies are, where they're going to come from. He has like this incredible premonition, and so he's like the best soldier on the battlefield. Even better than Emily Blunt, who's supposed to be the badass. Anyways, I'm not going to spoil any more of the movie. It's actually quite good. If you're the kind of person that doesn't watch Tom Cruise movies, you may want to watch this one. That's all I'll say. It's a fun action movie that has a little more to it than you might be expecting, but is still like fun actiony. Edge of Tomorrow, that's what it's called. Should probably, say the name of the movie that I'm trying to sell to you here. They didn't give me any money to say that, by the way. But movie studios, if you want to give me money to sell your movie, like, I'm so down for that. like 110%. You don't even have to just give me like a free copy of the movie, and I'm good. Not that anyone really pays for movies anymore. Are you for real? Okay, we're gonna do that one again. Not that anyone really pays for movies anyways, but am I right? No, I'm kidding. I totally pay for every movie. Please don't arrest me and take everything I own. MPAA or whoever it is that enforces copyright on movies. I wonder if what I said counts technically as a confession to having committed piracy. I mean, I guess I didn't say that I commit piracy, and I totally don't. But I just said, who pays for movies anymore? I guess that's what they would call circumstantial evidence. I'll fire you over there. Like, if they had more concrete evidence, that would definitely back it up. And if it was a trial by jury to, you know, put me in the oubliette for taking things that aren't mine, then they'd probably be pretty inclined to believe that I do pirate movies, based on that statement. But they would be wrong, because I don't. I just go to the movies with my parents. They pay for it. It's great. Right. It doesn't matter how old you are. I'm like 20, and I still go to the movies with my parents. Like, if you're like 35, you're like, who goes to the movies with their parents? Like, no. You don't understand. Okay, maybe if you're 35, you can probably afford to go to the movies on your own. But if you're like 16, and you're thinking, oh, my parents are so dumb. Who goes to the movies with their parents? Like, no, bro, I was there once too. It may seem cool to like not be buddies with your parents, but they will like. My parents like movies. Maybe your parents like movies aren't their thing, but like when you go out with your parents, like you will soon realize what it's actually like to have to pay for things on your own. But like, no parent takes their kid out to Denny's. We don't have Denny's here. What? No kid takes their parent out to like Swiss Chalet. I don't know if you have Swiss Chalet wherever you're watching this movie. This video. Swiss Chalet. It's like a chicken restaurant. It's not fancy. Like it's do you have like Kelsey's in America? I don't know. It's not like a fancy restaurant, and it's like slightly, it's like a family restaurant, you know? It's like just such like an average, it's like slightly below a Kelsey's. Anyway, so my point is no parent takes their kid out to Swiss Chalet. It's like, all right, Timmy, so we'll split the bill or what? You know, that doesn't happen unless, you know, I don't know, maybe people do that, and I'm just culturally insensitive to the ways of people of different cultures and socioeconomic statuses. But, you know, sue me. Don't actually sue me. I'm poor. I'm poor, but I still pay for my movies. Alright. So yeah, point is, go to the movies with your parents, because, or, you know, be friends with your parents because they pay for things. It's like being friends with a rich person, but without having to put up with a rich person. I mean, not all rich people are kind of annoying, but I would say a higher proportion of young, wealthy people. Like people who made their own money, like that's, you know, they're pretty much normal. Oh, sure, just walk into that one. They're pretty much normal people, right? But kids who, you know, are spending their parents' money tend to be less good people, like less likable and more annoying, and you're like, oh, why are you being so mean? Like, well, they're also very wealthy. I think they can, you know, of all the problems that they have, if you know, a random stranger on the internet making fun of you is your biggest problem. That came out wrong. I meant to say that me making fun, or me calling them out is, and being judgmental and whatnot is not a big deal. But I think I also just accidentally made fun of people who, you know, get bullied on the internet, which is actually a serious issue. Should stop talking about this. I'm digging myself deeper into a hole. Everyone just be nice to everyone, myself included. I'm telling myself to be nice, not like be nice to me, but also be nice to me. Just everyone be nice to edit. Why is this level different than it normally is? Did I do something? Maybe I took a different weapon? It's like the butterfly. Wow, that was fast. It's like the butterfly effect, you know. Oh, now we have the music from... can you hear the music? That's the boss music for this boss, and because I killed him so quickly, we're gonna have that music for the rest of the run. Well, I hope you don't mind. Fire that in there. We really need to upgrade this this assault rifle. Slugger isn't quite what I'm looking for, but it'll work. If I can, you know, hit things with it. The damage is good enough. The Slugger's an interesting weapon because it's... I rarely take it, and I wouldn't call it a good weapon, but it's usable for a... Never mind. Found the weapon I need. Forget all about anything I was just saying. We have the weapon we need. Alright, here's our trigger fingers. So now we can fire this thing pretty damn quick. Okay. That was insane. Let's try and get some of this health so that we don't, you know, die. Yeah, this jackhammer is really working for us, and I think we'll hold on to this until we get past the throne. I keep almost calling the throne the crown. We must defeat the crown. Yeah, once we defeat the throne, we get the guitar because that's because we're fish. So then guitar and this combo works pretty well. Okay, I'm starting to get sick of this music here. Fire one out there. Fire another one out here. Got that health kit, excellent. Don't worry, we get scarier face at some point as well, I think. It's nice knowing how the run's gonna go. Fire one in there. Alright. So ammo's gonna be our issue. That's gonna be our key platform issue. This was an election, we would be talking about nothing but ammo. Here's our scarier face. Because, well, I mean, because the super plasma gun uses a lot of ammo. But the flip side of this is that once we do loot. Okay. Now, as long as he doesn't explode next to me, we're fine, we're good, we're golden. It's a little scary, a little hectic. But thanks to having... If we didn't have the jackhammer, we would not be... I was about to say we would not be alive. Alright. We're gonna do that one more time. You'll notice, like, this is what, the third run I've done on this episode? I do the same thing each time, because it works. And that's probably bad, because it means I'm kind of stuck in a rut. Like, if I tried something new, then I might totally do way better. But, no, I'm going to do the same thing. Alright. I'm not overly concerned about how I do in the rankings. I just kind of want to have a good fun run, where I make it to a fun run. I make it sound like, yeah, we're just going to do the fun run, you know, to raise money for awareness of people being bad at Nuclear Throne. Particularly there's this one guy named James. He's awful at Nuclear Throne. We really need to raise awareness about this serious issue that's affecting YouTube viewers. No. No, I don't care about the rankings as much. I just want to have like a run that is enjoyable, you know? And for me, that means looping. After that, I don't really care. And I could do this a bunch more times, or as many times as I could in an hour and 45 minutes. But I probably won't. Portal? Portal. No, this isn't Portal, this is Nuclear Throne. You know, Portal, video game, made by Valve. I crack myself up. You know, I suppose I do care about the rankings when I'm doing well in them. I mean, I've had good... I think I've gotten, like, not quite top 10, but close. On dailies before. Let's get hit by you. So whenever I get that, it's like, yeah, rankings are great. But then whenever I don't, like, the rest of the time, the 90% of my Nuclear Throne experience, it's just like, oh, the rankings are dumb. Why does anyone ever, you know... It's like that that human, like, logical fallacy of, you know, if you're doing well, then the metric that you're measured by, you know, the measuring stick for what determines... I'm just gonna do that. What determines how well you're doing is, in your eyes, very legitimate, you know, because it said that you were doing well, so obviously it's got to be good and correct. But if you're not doing well, then, you know, the measuring stick is I wouldn't say not legitimate, but is just not important, you know? I think that's part of how we cope with losing. Like, let's say you're in a race, like a foot race, and you win. You're faster than all, like, you know, 50 other people. It's like track and field in high school or whatever. And you come in first place. Obviously, you're going to think to yourself, well, this is, you know, this is good. I'm proud of my accomplishment, and what I did was significant. You're going to convince yourself of the importance of the competition in order to make yourself feel better about the victory. But if you lose, if you come in last place, like, you know, that sucks, right? You know, like, losing sucks. But you're going to try, in order to minimize, like, psychologically, minimize the effects of that loss on your, you know, your psyche, I suppose. In order to make yourself feel less bad about it, then you're going to convince yourself that it's not as important. You know, that, oh, it was literally just a foot race. I don't even care about that kind of stuff. You know, as sort of a coping mechanism for your defeat, and I think that's sort of automatic. So for me, whenever I do well in the rankings, which is a sort of form of competition, I convince myself of the significance and importance of the rankings in order to maximize the good feeling, maximize the endorphins that I get from victory. But whenever I lose, which is, or don't do well, I suppose, which is like 90% of the time, then they're not important. They're stupid. It's like we have, I've got a friend who's also a YouTuber, and we're both very small channels, and we sort of have this, we started roughly the same time a few months ago, and, can you, like, get away from me, assassin? Also, like, all of these other... Okay, I waited a bit, so now we don't have to deal with that stupid music each time. Alright. So whenever he's in the lead for, like, views or subscribers, I'm like, yeah, psh, whatever, it's not important. I don't know what you're talking about. Ooh, nice. It's like, yeah, that's not important. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even look at how many views my videos get. You know, I don't, that's how little I care. But whenever, like, I'm even marginally in the lead, it's like, oh, yes, doing better. That means I'm a better person in every way. Don't let them touch you. Let them touch you. And I don't know if he cares at all. You know, I never tell him that I care, and I don't think he'll ever tell me that he cares. While we're on the topic, his channel's name is Hastriq. Have you ever watched any, or play any Hearthstone? Or if you like watching Hearthstone, check him out. Check him out, because I would say his content's probably better than mine, but it's for kind of a, it's different, you know, stuff that he's playing, so. We also have trigger fingers now. That's what that one's called, right? So the super plasma cannon just got that much better. And is that a seeker shotgun? Yes, it is. So the weeklies, it's the same for. Is that a Gatling Slugger? Holy cow! I think I might take the Gatling Slugger. The weeklies, the weapons you get from the chests are the same, but the weapons that you get random drops. Okay, this is a little ridiculous. That guy. They're different each time. It's those are truly randomized. So we're not going to take Eagle Eyes. So we'll. Whoop. So we're going to leave the Seeker Shotgun behind. Alright, what's in here? I guess we're going to find out. We're going to leave the Seeker Shotgun behind because it's not as good without Eagle Eyes. There's the Jackhammer again. Do I take it? I mean, I'm going to pick it up now because I think we need it to kind of survive the little hunter fight. Okay, where is he? Oh, he's down there. Okay. I've got this big area cleared out. Oh. Well. Whoop. Great. Great. I'll just wait for him to come up here again. There's no reason to take any risks when I'm fighting him. There we go. If I can hit him head on, then it's, you know, it's game over for him. Not enough energy. You don't have enough energy. How to... For real? For real? Come on. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. That'll do it for this, today's episode of the Weekly. I'm sorry that we didn't get farther, but we had a lot of fun, I think, and talked about some good stuff. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.